Capricorn.
6 lucky numbers to hit the jackpot on the 2nd of September, Tuesday, 2025. Buddhist teachings. Have you ever wondered if certain numbers show up in your life for a reason? Whether it's on a receipt, a clock, or a dream, sometimes a number keeps appearing, almost like the universe is whispering something to you. But what if it's more than a coincidence? What if these numbers carry messages not just about luck, but about life, growth, and spiritual alignment? In today's video, we're diving into 6 lucky numbers to reflect on and hold close this upcoming Tuesday, the 2nd of September, 2025. But this isn't your typical lottery list. These numbers are chosen not just for potential material fortune, but for what they represent on a deeper level: transformation, balance, abundance, and awakening. Inspired by Buddhist teachings and everyday wisdom, each number comes with a message for your soul and a simple practice to help you connect with it. So, if you're ready to go beyond superstition and step into a more mindful, intentional kind of luck, let's begin this journey together. 1. Number 43. Transform and grow. Today, let's explore the deeper meaning of the number 43, one of 6 lucky numbers to hold close as we approach Tuesday, the 2nd of September, 2025. This number isn't just luck, it's a symbol of transformation. The number 4 stands for stability and strong foundations. The number 3 represents creativity and joy. Together, 43 is about growing through balance, trusting change, and letting go of fear. It reminds us that we're ready to evolve. Where in your life do you feel stuck? What parts need renewal? In Buddhism, impermanence, anicca, teaches us that change is constant. Holding on to the past causes suffering. Letting go brings freedom. As the Buddha said, just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. To work with this number mindfully, close your eyes and picture a golden bridge before you. Breathe deeply and repeat 43 as a gentle mantra. Then, write down 3 areas of your life where you're ready for transformation. Set your intention clearly. Transformation may feel uncertain, but 43 shows us it's the start of something new. And if you're afraid, that's okay. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, fear keeps us focused on the past or worried about the future. If we acknowledge our fear, we can realize that right now we are okay. Let 43 be your quiet guide. Let it remind you to stay grounded, breathe with awareness, and trust the process. Change is life itself. When we face it mindfully, we grow into who we're meant to be. So, what is your soul asking you to transform today? 2. Number 66. Mastery and abundance. Have you been feeling a gentle pull, like a sign or a number showing up again and again? If so, today's message may be just what you need. Let's explore the powerful meaning behind number 66, a number that reflects deep spiritual wisdom and the path to both inner peace and outer prosperity. In Buddhism, there are 6 core virtues: generosity, ethics, patience, effort, concentration, and wisdom. These aren't just ideals, they're daily practices that shape how we speak, act, and grow. When the number appears as 66, its energy is doubled, reminding us that consistent practice of these virtues can multiply our blessings spiritually and materially. Let me share a quick story. Josh, a 34-year-old designer, felt stuck and unfulfilled. One night, he stumbled across a post about the number 66 and Buddhist teachings. It sparked something. He began a new routine, writing down 6 things he was grateful for and 6 personal intentions each morning, like listen more or spend time outside. Each day, he chose one Buddhist virtue to focus on. Over time, his anxiety eased, his focus sharpened, and most importantly, he felt more connected to life. Josh didn't change the world, he changed how he lived in it. So, what doors are you ready to open? Try this simple evening practice. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and imagine a glowing doorway marked with 66. Let it symbolize your readiness to welcome peace, purpose, and possibility. Choose one virtue to live by tomorrow, maybe patience, maybe wisdom. Then write down 6 things you're grateful for, and set 6 small goals that align with who you truly want to be. This simple practice creates a steady rhythm, a path of conscious living. The magic of 66 isn't in luck, it's in how we live with intention. So, what will you start cultivating today? Because true abundance comes not from what we gain, but from how we grow. 3. Number 38. Infinite harmony. Number 38 is often seen as a symbol of infinite harmony, a fusion of the power of 3, which represents the integration of body, mind, and spirit, with the strength and boundlessness of 8, which echoes the shape of the infinity symbol. When we reflect on the deeper meaning of 38, we're reminded that true fortune in life doesn't just arrive from luck alone, but through the alignment of our inner world with the actions we take each day. This is where the ancient Buddhist teaching, peace, comes from within. Do not seek it without, becomes especially relevant. In the busyness of modern life, where pressures from work, family, and society pull us in different directions, number 38 offers a quiet reminder to center ourselves, to bring our physical health, mental clarity, and spiritual awareness into harmony. To work with this energy, one can practice a simple but powerful meditation. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and as you inhale, repeat the number 38 in your mind, imagining a golden light flowing through your body, connecting your thoughts, your heart, and your actions into one unified flow. From this space of clarity, take a moment to define 3 major goals. These could be related to financial stability, better relationships, or personal growth, and then write down 8 small, realistic steps for each goal. This practice not only channels your intention into action, but reflects the Buddhist path of right effort and mindful living. The number becomes a guidepost, a reminder to stay aligned and take deliberate, meaningful steps toward what you seek. As the great Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way." Use 38 as a motivational symbol to bring purpose into each day. Whether you're making decisions about your career or trying to find balance in your daily routine, let this number gently guide you to operate from a place of unity and inner strength. By doing so, you'll find that fortune, true and lasting fortune, follows not just from chance, but from clear intention, wise action, and a peaceful heart. If you've made it this far, you're already aligning your energy with the power of luck and wisdom. Comment below with "Lucky Path" to affirm your readiness to welcome abundance on Tuesday, the 2nd of September, 2025. Don't click away, there's still more to uncover. Stay with us until the end to receive the full blessing of these 6 lucky numbers inspired by timeless Buddhist teachings. 4. Number 11. Align and awaken. Number 11 is known by many spiritual traditions, including Buddhism, as a sacred symbol of awakening and deep alignment with the universe. It's not just a number, it's a call to be present, to become aware, and to align your daily life with something greater than yourself. In Buddhist tradition, the number 11 is often linked with symbolic meanings, like the 11 steps the Buddha is said to have taken after attaining enlightenment, each one filled with purpose and awareness. But what does that mean for you today, right here in your own life? Think of it like this: every morning that you wake up is a new chance to step into your own truth. Try starting your day with a simple morning meditation using 11 as a mantra. As you breathe in, repeat it gently in your mind, and as you breathe out, Feel the energy of alignment settle into your body. It doesn't have to be long or complicated, it just needs to be honest. What small moments today can you use to return to yourself? Then at night, as the day slows down, reflect on the signs of alignment you may have seen. Were there moments that felt guided, peaceful, or just perfectly timed? That's no coincidence. Keeping a simple gratitude practice can help you stay aware of how life flows around you and through you. Let me share a story. There was once a man who kept seeing the number 11 everywhere on receipts, clocks, street signs. At first, he brushed it off, but over time, he began to use it as a signal to pause, breathe, and realign. He said it helped him reconnect with his purpose, even during the most stressful parts of his day. Could it be that you've also been getting signs but haven't yet paused to notice? Maybe it's time to start looking. Number 11 is a gentle reminder to stay open, to trust the unfolding path, even if it's unclear. As the Dalai Lama once said, "The way to change others' minds is with affection and not anger." This also applies to how we treat ourselves. So, take number 11 not just as a lucky number, but as a guiding light, an invitation to wake up each day with intention, to align your thoughts with your values, and to walk through life as though every step matters, because it does. 5. Number 21. Build your dreams. Number 21 carries a powerful message, and if you're someone who's trying to turn your goals into reality, this number might be speaking directly to you. In numerology, 21 is often called the Master Builder because it's all about creating something lasting brick by brick, step by step. It represents the beautiful blend of vision and steady action. You see, having big dreams is important, but without the patience to nurture them and the discipline to keep showing up, dreams remain just ideas. 21 teaches us to balance imagination with commitment. It invites you to slow down, look ahead, and ask yourself, what do I truly want to build in this life? Whether it's a new career path, a peaceful home, or a stronger connection with yourself. 21 reminds you that progress comes through daily, consistent effort. One simple practice is to sit quietly, close your eyes, and visualize your dream being built, like a temple, each brick you lay representing a small, intentional action. As you do this, softly repeat the number 21 in your mind. Let it anchor you. Try listing 21 small, practical actions you can take toward your goal. Not everything has to be big. Sometimes even a phone call, a journal entry, or a single decision can move your life in the right direction. On the 21st of the month, take 21 slow, mindful breaths and reflect, am I moving forward? What's one thing I can do better? The Buddha said, a jug fills drop by drop. And that's exactly what 21 teaches. You don't need to rush. You just need to keep going. So, when life feels overwhelming or your goals seem far away, let the number 21 remind you that anything worth building takes time, clarity, and presence. What are you building today? And how can you lay just one more brick with intention? 6. Number 5. Balance and freedom. Number 5 carries a deep and timeless meaning. It's not just a number, it's a symbol of balance, freedom, and the kind of harmony that brings true inner peace. In Buddhist teachings, it connects to the foundation of spiritual and ethical living through the 5 precepts: to refrain from killing, stealing, lying, sexual misconduct, and intoxication. These principles are not just rules, but a path toward a balanced, mindful life. Number 5 also mirrors the balance found in nature itself, tying into the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space, each representing aspects of our physical and mental world. When these are in harmony, our lives flow more naturally. For those of you balancing work, responsibility, and the pressure to succeed, Number 5 offers a practical and spiritual reminder to come back to center. One powerful daily practice is to take 5 slow, conscious breaths, nothing fancy, just breathing with awareness, and use that moment to check in with yourself. Are your actions aligned with your values? Are you giving as much as you're taking? Write the number 5 somewhere you can see it every day, on your desk, your phone wallpaper, or even your mirror, as a symbol to pause, rebalance, and reconnect with what matters. And on the 5th of each month, take a moment to release something that no longer serves you, a bad habit, a toxic thought, or even a small regret, and make space for new blessings. As the Buddha taught, to understand everything is to forgive everything, reminding us that inner peace begins when we align with truth and let go of what keeps us stuck. In a modern world full of noise and distractions, number 5 reminds you that spiritual freedom doesn't come from escaping life. It comes from living it fully, wisely, and with intention. So ask yourself today, where in your life do you need more balance? And what's one small step you can take right now to create it? You've just discovered your 6 lucky numbers. May they bring clarity, confidence, and a little magic to your journey. But true abundance isn't just about numbers. Up next is your bonus. Timeless Buddhist teachings to help you build lasting financial wisdom and inner peace. Stay with us, this next part may be even more powerful than the numbers themselves. If you're ready to align your wealth with wisdom, comment "Balanced Abundance" below, and let's keep walking this mindful path together. Bonus: Buddhist teachings for financial wisdom. In a world where money often feels like a source of stress, confusion, or even identity, how can we bring peace, clarity, and intention into our financial lives? Buddhist wisdom offers a fresh perspective, one that doesn't separate spiritual growth from everyday decisions. In this bonus section, we'll explore 6 timeless teachings that can help you spend with awareness, save with purpose, and relate to money in a healthier, more meaningful way. Whether you're navigating debt, planning your future, or simply wanting to live more mindfully, these teachings are here to support you step by step. Number 1. Pause before deciding. In today's fast-paced, consumption-driven world, financial decisions often feel like they demand urgency. Buy now, invest quickly, act before you miss out. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us the power of the pause, especially when emotions are high and the stakes are real. Before you swipe the card, agree to a loan, or follow the next investment trend, stop just for a moment and take 3 slow, mindful breaths. This small act of awareness can act like a gatekeeper, stopping the flood of impulsive decisions that are driven more by desire, fear, or pride than by clear thinking. In Buddhist practice, this is known as sati, or mindfulness, being fully present in the moment, observing your mind without immediately reacting. As the Buddha once said, "A disciplined mind brings happiness." That discipline begins with something as simple as not rushing. Financial mistakes are often not the result of a lack of intelligence, but of a lack of presence. When we rush, we buy things we don't need to impress people who aren't paying attention. We fall into debt traps, emotional spending, or unexamined investments. Pausing, even briefly, gives space for wisdom to enter the conversation. Modern life makes this challenging. Pop-up ads, limited time offers, sales countdowns, and the constant pressure to upgrade, so the pause becomes not just a spiritual act, but a deeply rebellious one. And yet, in that pause lies our power. The Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, smile, breathe, and go slowly. This is not just a poetic idea, it's practical advice. Breathing slowly before a financial decision slows your heartbeat, calms your nervous system, and reactivates the part of your brain that thinks long-term. It pulls you out of the emotional whirlpool and anchors you in clarity. Ask yourself, What am I really feeling right now? Stress, boredom, ego, or genuine need? What will this choice bring me in 6 months, a year, or 10 years? Is this decision aligned with my values, or is it just filling a temporary gap? Especially for men in their 32nd to 62nd, many of whom carry the weight of providing for families, planning retirement, or recovering from earlier financial missteps. This pause can become a spiritual checkpoint. You may feel the pressure to act strong, decisive, in control. But true control is being able to stop when everything around you urges you to go. This isn't hesitation, it's mastery. As the Dhammapada teaches, by oneself is evil done, by oneself is one defiled, by oneself is evil left undone, by oneself is one made pure. Purity and impurity depend on oneself. No one can purify another. The same applies to how we spend, save, or invest. No financial guru, advisor, or market trend can make a wise choice for you if you yourself aren't centered. So, next time you face a financial crossroads, big or small, give yourself that sacred space. Even a 10-second pause can help transform an impulsive moment into a wise action. And if you make it a habit, this simple practice becomes a shield, protecting your peace of mind, your wallet, and your future. In the silence of that breath, you're not just choosing where your money goes, you're choosing who you are becoming. Number 2. See things as they are, clarity. Let's talk about something most people try to avoid, looking at their finances honestly. It's not always easy, especially when we feel shame, regret, or fear attached to money. But one of the most powerful teachings in Buddhism is learning to see things as they really are. This kind of clarity, or vipassana, is not just about having sharp vision, it's about being truthful with yourself, without the stories, the blame, or the panic. When you take a clear look at your income, your expenses, your debts, your savings, without judgment, you're not being harsh on yourself, you're being wise. The Buddha once said, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. That includes financial truth. Have you ever put off checking your bank account or avoided opening a bill? That's a very human response, but delaying reality doesn't make it disappear, it just deepens the anxiety. So ask yourself, do I truly know where my money is going? Do I understand what I owe, what I earn, what I've saved? And if I don't, what's stopping me from facing it? Let me share a short story with you. There was a woman named Sarah, a young professional working in New York. On the outside, she seemed to be doing well, good job, nice apartment, eating out with friends. But every month, she felt anxious. Her credit card balance kept growing, and her savings never seemed to grow. Still, she avoided looking too closely. "I'll figure it out later," she told herself. One weekend, after another overdraft notice popped up on her phone, she finally sat down with a cup of tea, opened a spreadsheet, and started writing down every single thing she'd spent money on that month. Coffee runs, late-night takeout, streaming subscriptions she forgot she had, ride shares instead of the subway. Little things, but they added up. She wasn't lazy or reckless, just unaware. That afternoon changed everything. She didn't shame herself. She didn't panic. She simply saw clearly. And with that clarity, she made new choices. She set reminders to review her budget weekly. She cancelled things she didn't use. She even started walking more, not just to save money, but to slow down and clear her mind. That quiet moment of truth gave her peace. It didn't fix everything overnight, but it gave her power. In the same way, tracking your money, every dollar earned and every dollar spent, is like turning on the lights in a room. It doesn't judge you, it just shows you what's there. And once you see clearly, you can act wisely. Clarity isn't just about spreadsheets and numbers, it's about peace of mind. When you know your exact situation, You stop guessing. You stop fearing. You begin making choices based on reality, not on assumptions or emotions. This is where financial wisdom begins, not in more money, but in more awareness. The practice of mindfulness teaches us to look at the present moment without clinging or aversion. So when you look at your budget, try to do it with compassion. If you're in debt, that's okay. It's something you can work with. If you've made poor choices before, that's okay too. It's never too late to change. But you can't change what you don't see. So let me ask you, when was the last time you really sat down with your finances and looked at the full picture without blaming yourself or anyone else? This is not about guilt, it's about growth. It's about becoming a person who meets life with their eyes open, and when you do that, you begin to take back your power. You can plan better, spend smarter, and most importantly, rest easier. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Seeing clearly is the first step to choosing wisely. Don't be afraid of the truth in your numbers. Let it be your teacher. Because when you stop running from your finances, you start walking with purpose. And that path, walked mindfully, leads not just to wealth, but to true freedom. Number 3. Investigate motivations, right intention. Let's take a moment to look deeper, not just at what we're spending money on, but why we're spending it in the first place. This step, rooted in the Buddhist principle of right intention, encourages us to investigate our motivations before we act, especially when it comes to financial choices. You see, every dollar you spend is a reflection of something deeper within: your desires, your fears, your habits, and your mindset. So before you make a purchase, ask yourself, what's driving this decision? Is it coming from peace and clarity, or is it coming from stress, boredom, insecurity, or the fear of missing out? There's a big difference between buying something because it genuinely adds value to your life and spending money to escape discomfort. One brings you closer to freedom, and the other keeps you stuck. The Buddha taught, all that we are is the result of what we have thought, and this applies to money as much as it does to any other part of life. When you think with intention, you spend with wisdom. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. A man in his 40s, hardworking and responsible, once told me about a habit he couldn't shake, buying expensive gadgets every time he had a stressful week. He said it gave him a brief high, like a reward for his effort, but the feeling faded fast. After a few months, he was left with clutter and credit card debt. When he finally stopped to ask himself why he was doing it, he realized it wasn't about the gadgets at all. It was about not knowing how to rest, how to care for himself in a healthy way. That moment of clarity changed everything. So I want to ask you directly, have you ever made a purchase and later asked yourself, what was I really trying to feel in that moment? What were you chasing? Validation, relief, connection, excitement? These questions are not to judge you, but to help you grow. Buddhist practice encourages us to meet ourselves honestly, with compassion, and to bring awareness into even the smallest decisions, because it's in those decisions that our lives take shape. When you begin to investigate your financial motivations, you start to see patterns. You notice that stress spending doesn't fix the stress, that buying from boredom doesn't fill the emptiness, that fear-based purchases often bring regret instead of joy. The goal is not to shame yourself, but to redirect your energy towards something more meaningful. Right intention means aligning your choices with your values and your long-term well-being. Ask yourself, does this purchase support the life I'm trying to build? Does it honor the person I'm becoming? Is it in harmony with the goals I've set for myself and the peace I seek? The Dhammapada says, our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. So when your mind is clear and your heart is in the right place, even your spending becomes a form of mindfulness. Over time, this practice builds a strong foundation, not just for financial stability, but for inner stability. You begin to live more consciously, less reactively, and instead of being pulled by trends or emotions, you act from a place of calm strength. So the next time you feel the urge to buy something on impulse, pause and ask, what need am I trying to meet? If you can answer that honestly, you've already taken a powerful step toward both financial and personal wisdom. The lesson here is simple. Spend with awareness, act with intention, and let your money reflect not just your wants, but your deeper truth. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below with just one word that reflects your usual spending motivation. For example, relief or reward. Let's see what comes up for our community. No need to overthink it, just go with your first honest word. Number 4. Accept impermanence. One of the most powerful teachings in Buddhism, and one that directly applies to our financial lives, is the principle of impermanence, or anicca in Pali. Everything changes. The Buddha reminded us, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. In the world of money and markets, this truth becomes especially relevant. Stock markets rise and fall, job situations shift, business opportunities appear and disappear. There are moments of prosperity and times of difficulty. But just as the seasons change, so too does our financial landscape. If we fail to accept this, we fall into emotional traps, becoming overly excited during gains and deeply anxious during losses. Yet, as wise men throughout the ages have taught, this too shall pass. The key is not to become numb or indifferent, but rather to approach finances with steady awareness and equanimity. When your investments are soaring, enjoy the moment but don't become attached or arrogant. When things crash, do not panic or react hastily out of fear. Understand that neither state is permanent. This mindset creates freedom not from financial responsibility, but from being enslaved by emotional extremes. It is often said in Zen, let go or be dragged. When we cling too tightly to outcomes, we suffer more. Instead, by observing the rise and fall of wealth with calm wisdom, we cultivate a healthier, more grounded relationship with money. This doesn't mean we shouldn't plan or care about our financial future. It means we should plan with clarity, but release the illusion of control. A wise man once builds his foundation on stone, not sand. Similarly, you must ground your decisions in sound values, not fleeting trends. Many men in midlife experience financial stress, be it from supporting a family, paying off debts, or planning for retirement. It's easy to get caught in fear-based decisions, chasing quick gains or avoiding reality. But the Buddhist path invites us to return to the present moment, to see clearly without distortion. When we recognize that loss is part of the natural rhythm of life, and that success is never permanent, we stop over-identifying with money as our sole measure of worth. Financial freedom, then, is not just about having more, it's about worrying less and living more wisely. As Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, when we are mindful, deeply in touch with the present moment, our understanding of what's going on deepens, and we begin to be filled with acceptance, joy, peace, and love. This teaching is especially useful in today's fast-paced, high-stress world, where financial news is constant and social media bombards us with images of success. Many men compare themselves, questioning, why am I not there yet? But comparison is the thief of contentment. The Dharma reminds us to return to our own path, to walk steadily with patience. You may not control the winds of the market, but you can adjust your sails. Every moment is an opportunity to practice balance, spend wisely, save with intention, give generously, and detach gracefully. Let your financial journey be one of wisdom and compassion, not ego and fear. Accepting impermanence does not make us passive. It empowers us to act skillfully, free from the chains of false security or fleeting panic. As the Buddha said, just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, Even so, the wise are not affected by praise or blame. In the same way, let your financial life be rooted in calm awareness and steady virtue, knowing that change is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Number 5. Practice non-attachment. Let's talk about something many people quietly struggle with: how we tie our self-worth to money, often without realizing it. One of the key Buddhist teachings that speaks directly to this is the practice of non-attachment. Now, non-attachment doesn't mean you shouldn't care about money or that you should live without it. It simply means not clinging to it, not letting it define who you are. The Buddha taught, attachment is the root of suffering. And when we think about how many sleepless nights are caused by financial stress, competition, or comparison, it becomes clear that our relationship with money needs to be re-examined. So let me ask you, who are you without your paycheck, your savings account, or your title? If that question makes you uncomfortable, you're not alone. In a world where success is measured in dollars, cars, and square footage, it's easy to lose sight of the deeper truth. Money is a tool, it is not your identity. I want to share a short story that might help this message sink in. There was once a humble monk who lived in a small village. He had only a bowl, a robe, and a peaceful heart. One day, a rich merchant came to him, seeking advice. "I have everything," said the merchant, "but I feel empty and afraid of losing it all." The monk smiled gently and said, "You fear losing it because you believe it is you, but it is not. You were born without gold, and you'll leave this world without it. What you carry with you is your mind, your actions, and your peace." The merchant sat quietly, letting the words settle. For the first time in years, he felt something money couldn't buy: clarity. This story isn't about giving up wealth. It's about waking up to how we see it. Are you using money as a means to build a life, or is it using you to build a false identity? When you practice non-attachment, you begin to engage with money differently. You still earn it, save it, invest it, but you're not emotionally entangled with it. You don't feel like less of a man when times are hard, and you don't feel superior when you're doing well. This shift creates incredible freedom. You start making wiser decisions because they're based on values, not on fear or ego. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for happiness." When you can let go of the story that your bank balance defines your value, you step into a much more empowered space where money becomes a servant, not a master. Think about your daily choices. Do you spend to impress others or to support a meaningful life? Do you avoid checking your accounts because of fear, or do you face them with clarity and purpose? These little moments reveal our attachments, and breaking free from them doesn't mean detaching from responsibility. It means detaching from illusion. Money doesn't make you worthy. How you live, how you treat others, and how at peace you are with yourself, that's what defines your value. As we wrap this up, I invite you to reflect on this. What would your financial life look like if you treated money like a tool, not a trophy? When we stop attaching our self-worth to wealth, we open up space to live with more purpose, more joy, and more balance. That's the true reward. Number 6. Reflect regularly. One of the most overlooked yet powerful tools in both spiritual practice and financial well-being is regular reflection. In the teachings of the Buddha, self-awareness is not a passive process, but an active path toward wisdom and liberation. Similarly, in the realm of personal finance, reflection acts as the mirror that reveals our patterns, both constructive and destructive, so we can move forward with greater clarity. A monthly check-in with yourself, honestly asking, what worked this month? What didn't? Is more than a financial audit. It's a moment of mindfulness, a pause that honors your effort and reveals your truth. Far too often, we only look back when things fall apart, but consistent reflection allows us to grow before mistakes compound. As the Buddha said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. In that light, reflection isn't just about tracking money. It's about shaping your mind, noticing your cravings, attachments, and fears that may be driving your financial behavior. Celebrate your small wins, because every time you make a conscious choice to save rather than spend impulsively, to invest in long-term security over short-term pleasure, or to give to others instead of hoarding, you are practicing right action. These victories might not make headlines, but they build the foundation of a financially stable and spiritually rich life. And when you stumble, as we all do, resist the urge to criticize yourself. Instead, take a lesson from Zen master Shunryu Suzuki, who said, "Each of you is perfect the way you are, and you can use a little improvement. Mistakes are not failures, they are feedback. They are part of the process of learning and evolving." This kind of compassionate reflection creates space for growth without judgment, which is essential for men in the modern world, where pressures to achieve and perform often silence the inner voice. When you approach your financial life with mindfulness, each decision becomes an opportunity for awakening. Reflection helps reveal if you're working from wisdom or simply reacting from fear or habit. It clarifies whether your goals align with your deeper values and whether your energy, your money, time, and focus is flowing in a way that brings true contentment or just temporary relief. As Confucius once said, by 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Choosing to reflect regularly is choosing the noblest path, one that saves you pain and guides you toward harmony. In today's world, where we are bombarded by consumerism, economic anxiety, and unrealistic expectations, this practice of mindful review becomes even more essential. Set aside time each month, even just 30 minutes, to sit with your numbers, your choices, and your emotions. Ask yourself gently, am I living in a way that brings peace? Am I supporting my family not just materially but emotionally and spiritually? Am I working towards something that truly matters to me, or simply surviving? These questions may not have immediate answers, but they are the gateway to transformation. Financial wisdom, through the lens of Buddhism, is not about accumulating wealth for its own sake. It is about creating a life where your money supports your highest intentions and deepest joys. In this way, your financial reflection becomes a spiritual practice, one that builds both prosperity and inner peace. And there you have it, 6 powerful lucky numbers to guide you toward not just potential fortune on Tuesday, June 8th, 2025, but also deeper awareness, clarity, and peace. Remember, in Buddhism, luck is not something that simply falls into our hands. It's something we cultivate through intention, wisdom, and mindful living. If today's video inspired you or helped you see things from a new perspective, we invite you to continue walking this path with us. Like this video to support our work, share it with someone who could use a little guidance,